Oh yeah, right then. I'm back in Shropshire, back on the old mere. What's the date? 18th of April. It's my last rota. It's got a good time to be on the bank, to be honest. It's according to the weathermen, the air pressure's dropping right down. I think it's 983. I think the lowest it's going to get to, and that's supposed to be sometime tonight. But obviously, with the pressure dropping, we're going to basically get a bit of rain as well. So I got myself all set up, just got the rods out, so we'll see what tonight brings, eh? It looks good. I've put a bit of bait out, to be honest. I've put probably 3/4 of a kilo of 10 millers chops, basically little barrels, little 10 mil black. I've put the marker float out and basically scattered a good patch of bait around it. One of my thoughts for putting bait out, obviously the pressure dropping down, it's going to push the fish down, so obviously they're going to be nearer the bait, and hopefully it's the sort of weather where if you're going to get a good hit of fish or a couple of fish, it's this sort of weather. If you're going to bait up, this is the sort of weather you want to be baiting up. But I've got a couple of 3 nights ahead, so we'll see what happens, eh? Morning. Got on here last night, about 3/4 of an hour ago, first thing this morning. Had a lovely 26 pound 8 ounce mirror, really old one. Stunning fish actually. By the look of its head and fins, I think it was probably a bigger fish some years ago, but these are the fish I like to catch. That's it. Lovely little mirror. 26 pound 8 ounce. Once the squid again. Little patch of 10 millers, well, not so much of the little patch of 10 millers, but it's another bite in it. Show the other side and I'll get it back. Well, leeches on it. Stunning fish, really old fish. I'm sure this one's seen some battles. I like the old fish, to be honest. Right, this is the last trip of my rota. The rota starts again in June. Got a month off to do a bit of work on the bank. I'll nip her back. I'll have a chat in a bit. A nice little surprise for you. Got a 40 pound 8 ounce mirror. Got her in the sack for I'll just let it brighten up a touch. Give her an hour in the sack. See you in a sec. Had a fish about an hour and a half ago. Biggest fish in the lake. 40 pound 8 ounce mirror. Absolutely beautiful fish, known as paw print. Got her here, so we'll take a look and I'll get her back for you. Bit of water. Hope she'll behave. How's that? Not happy with me. monster squid, a big patch of 10 millers. Beautiful fish. £40, 8 ounce. First 40 from Shropshire. How's that? Last session on the rota. Can you beat it? Oh. I'll get it back, I think. I think I'm more tired than the fish. What a result. Nice one. Fishing in Shropshire. Can't beat it. Over the moon. Oh yeah. Right then, same day as the 40. Had the 40 this morning. Just coming up to dinner time. Off my patch of bait out there. I've just had a £21.15 mirror. I thought I'd show you, since it's daylight, easy to do. Should behave. There you go. Bit of an Holden. The monster squiddy again. Beautiful fish in here. Lovely dark colours. Let's turn around for you. £21.15. Beautiful. On a really nice session, run of bites. Got a month tidying my tackle room and all that, so until we open up again. So it's nice to get a few bites. How's that? Beautiful. I'll pop her back. Low pressure means fish, but it also means a bit of rain. Low cloud. Wonder what that is there. That's just me. Little gadget I put my camera on. Decided to move it because I could get some better shots having the camera there, because obviously the sun's not out because it's so cloudy. So yeah, can you believe this for an end of season session? I'm up to 4 fish now. 40. Oh, there goes another text. £40, 8 ounce mirror, and 26, can't remember the weights now, 26 pounder, that £21.15 I just had, and a £19 common. So, you know, 2 nights in I can still do another night. The way it's looking, it's definitely worth it. Morning. Mad rush of bites last night. I've got some cracking fish to show you. First one up, £27.6 ounce mirror. Sorry, £27.6 common. Absolutely crazy nice. I've had 4. 2 are 30s. It's 27 and a smaller one. I'll get on with it and show you them. this one was £27.6. Beautiful fish. 1 of 4 on the monster squid. That low pressure's really brought him on the feed. It's still the same session as me Burrage 40. Crazy. That's a beautiful fish. I'll get this one back and I'll show you one of the next ones. Beautiful fish in here. Welcome to Shropshire. This one's a bit of an old friend of mine. Black common, £37.2. Same patch of bait. They get any better than that? How's that? Oh, what a stunner. Oh, put it down. The beauty. I'll get it back. Oh, couldn't resist the monster squid again, eh? Oh. Right then, smallest one of the bunch of 4, £23 common. Only a small one compared to the rest, but definitely worth a look. How's that? Shropshire common. I'll tell you what, it's full of monster squid down here. £23. Got here on the low pressure and I've had a massive session. 40, 30s, 20s, absolutely crazy. Loved every minute of it. But way to end my season on here. Right, I'll get it back and I'll get you the last 30 out. Oh yeah, last one for you. I don't know whether I said 36 before, the actual weight's £33.15. I think I just caught too many last night. Oh, I don't think this one's one that's seen much. Definitely haven't seen it on the wall in the hut. So might be a bit of an unknown fish. Beautiful fish though. £33, 15 ounces. How's that? Real beauty. Bit of a hump on its tail there, look. So it is recognisable. Let's turn around. As you can imagine, back's on to work now. Oh, what a dream session. Well, what a dream season. Absolutely unbelievable. Tell you what, a couple of years back, one of these would do me. Well, one of these would do me in a season anyway. Beautiful fish. Especially from Shropshire. Look at that. See the tail? £33, 15 ounce. My last rota on the pool, well, till June anyway. So get her back, and then you never know, I might get another one before I go. I've been forced into my bivvy. Basically it keeps raining all the time, so I don't want to get my camera wet, so we'll do a bit of a talky bit in here if you like. What can I say about this session? Absolutely crazy. Last session on the rota. Basically it's come back again in June. That's the start of the new season on here. The low pressure, basically what the weatherman promised me, I got. Goes along with the rain. But basically my thoughts on high and low pressure, wind, and how it affects the carp, cold, and that type of thing. I thought I'd rattle on a bit about those sort of subjects for you, because if I'll try and keep it simple, because I'll just get confused myself otherwise. Right. Basically how I look at it, if I start with baiting up, how I look at it, the water temperature's about 10 and a half, 11 degrees at the moment, and it's the baits I use for going into winter are pretty much the same sort of baits as I use coming out. So going into winter and through the winter, and like this sort of time of year before it starts warming up properly, I'll get away with little 10 millers, bit of chops, that type of thing. And like obviously you know I fish in silt, but what I don't want to happen, which basically in the summer, if I use small baits in deep silt in the summer, with the fish activity and how they feed, and they'll be grubbing around, they'll turn the bottom over and they'll basically bury me rig and everything else, and it's not a situation you want to be into. In a situation like that, I use bigger baits to get on picking up one at a time. So you know, obviously a firmer bottom, I use smaller baits then. But going back to what I was just saying, small baits and hemp and that, going into the winter, and like now and through the winter, you can get away with it because the carp aren't feeding like they do in the summer. They're a bit more slow, picking smaller baits up. They're not going to kick the bottom up and start digging around as much. So you get away with the smaller baits, which I like. I do like the smaller baits because it gets the fish feeding more confidently and a lot quicker. They look a bit more natural, and I do really well on small baits, to be honest. Different colours, different, you know, like the monster squid black, like I explained once before in my slightly nervous part 1 winter video. But yeah, so that's like me baiting up. And this time of year, a lot of people will be like, oh, I spang loads of baiting. I'll still feed to me bites. Probably started off half a kilo like I have on this session, and then bait over the top every day, spread it out a little bit, and basically fish a couple of rods on it, one on, one off type of thing, and feed to your bites. So yeah, it's that type of thing, and like the low pressure. The thing about the low pressure is basically, because obviously I'm no scientist, I'm not a fish scientist, but it's basically just my outlook on what I think happens and that type of thing. And if you can get some sort of thought into what actually happens to the fish, it'll help you catch more fish. But with the low pressure, obviously the fish have got an air bladder in the back, which obviously you get lower pressure, and obviously it's going to squeeze it, and basically the fish, to feel comfortable, need to go deeper in the water, which basically low pressure pushes them down. It doesn't actually push them down as such, but it's where they feel more comfortable. And like high pressure does the same, but the other way. You have a high pressure, and a lot of people think, oh, the fish have gone off the feed because of the high pressure. It's not so much they've gone off the feed, they've just gone to where they feel comfortable. So basically if you're fishing bottom baits and it's gone high pressure, basically your hook baits are going to be whatever depth the lake is away from the fish. So if you think about it, high pressure puts the fish up in the water, so you want to be fishing zigs, surface rigs. I don't fish zigs as a rule. It's just something I don't do, to be honest. But I love my margin fishing. So if the fish are in the top 2 foot of water, I'll fish the 2 foot around the edges of the pool. And it's like anything else. They do like features. If it's a gravel bar, low pressure, they'll have gravel bars out in the lake. silt beds, they like or you know, pockets of weed and that type of thing. They like things like that. Obviously with high pressure they come up, where's the biggest feature, so they come up and they come to the margin, so you can almost tell from what the pressure's like, especially on a new change in pressure, to where the fish are going to be. Like it's gone low pressure, almost knew there was going to be hardly any fish in the margins, and I'm right, and they're all out in open water, as deep as they can get, makes them feel comfortable. They're near all the bait, they feed, you catch fish. So going on to wind, it's almost the same sort of thing. I'll try and keep it simple because you know, I'll just confuse myself otherwise. But if you look at the wind, you get a nice strong southwesterly wind, comes up out of nowhere, really strong, 25 mile an hour plus. Fish will follow it on generally probably 90% of the lakes, maybe more than that. The fish will follow the wind. Once they've been down there for a day or so, they're happy. There's not that much food down there, for instance, if it's that sort of lake. They're happy and they go, oh, and they start drifting back off to where they want to be. You know, it's a bit like the pigfish that like sitting in the snag and he never comes out. You know, there's some fish are stubborn and some people are stubborn as well. So you know, they do drift back, and it's exactly the same with the pressures. You get high pressure, and it's been a high pressure for quite a long time. The fish will acclimatise to it, and then they start drifting off, and you start catching a few deeper in the water, and it's the you know, the fish just getting used to it. And it's exactly the same with the low pressure. Low pressure is obviously really good because it pushes the fish. Most of the fish come out the margins, go into the deeper water. Most people fish in the deeper water beds of bait. You know, you ain't going to be a rocket scientist to figure out where you're going to catch. Yeah, so it's like now, you know, I've came out and I purposely, because I could have been fishing like little bags, stringers and that type of thing, but I thought, well, the fish are going to be down there, I want to put a bit of bait down, I want them to find some bait, I want to catch some fish, you know, and almost tease them into, you know, using smaller baits as well. Water's not boiling hot yet, so you know, you can get them grubbing around. They like the smaller baits, but they're not going to kick the bottom up as much because they're not like summer feeding yet, so where they're competing and digging the bottom up like, you know, with the shovel type of thing. But yeah, it doesn't take that much to work out, but you put a tiny little bit of thought here and there, and basically keep an eye on the weather. You get a new change in the weather, high pressure, and everybody goes, oh, it's going to be rubbish fishing. It's not going to be so much rubbish, it's just going to be, you got to fish where the fish are going to be comfortable. And a new change in high pressure, you get some like storm in high pressure comes in, the fish just come straight up in the water. That's where they feel comfortable, and they have to wait until their swim bladders settle down. You know, it's probably a bit like scuba divers. They drop down to 30 metres and their ears are going, and that they have to acclimatise because the air changes, and obviously fish are very more acute to all the different changes and that type of thing, so it affects them more. You've probably had it yourself, I've had it myself. You know, you can almost tell when some low pressure comes in because you wake up in the morning and you think, oh, I've got a bit of a thick head today, and basically that's what it is. And then you find as the day goes on, it goes, and it's, you know, you get a proper change in pressure. That's what you have to read sometimes, and it's not rocket science, it's rocket science. So you know, and that's, you know, people say, oh, you've come along, you've caught all these fish and that type of thing, but all it is, you know, keep it simple. And I've come along and I've basically gained on a situation. I know it was going to be low pressure. It was 983. That's probably the lowest I've ever known it. And you know, that was Wednesday night, and I thought, well, you've got to be on the bank. You've got to be on the bank in that sort of conditions. You know, it says, oh, low pressure. It's when they feed the best, and it's basically when they feed the best in groups, because they've come out of margins and all of a sudden they're in the pocket of water in the middle of the lake, so there's more fish, you get more bites. But you know, generally think about your pressures and that, and you'll catch some more fish. So yeah, this is me signing off until June. So I think I think, well, what can I say? I've got to get packed up on that. It's absolutely blinding session. I've had like 30s, a 40. That's, you know, 40 out of Shropshire. 30 out of Shropshire's a good result. Never mind about a 40. So absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely over the moon. And the way, and this is basically the end of my first season on this particular sort of mare. So what can I say? I'm on, it's like 111 fish in basically the time I've done it, and we have a month off and we can start again in June. But I've got another water to have a dabble with this year. But yeah, so great. What can I say? I'm just buzzing. I'm up there, you know, low pressure, and I'm up there. Right then, I'll see you next time. Enjoy your fishing. Catch you later. Cheers, lads.